The following is not meant for children, has been edited by Cute Stuff, and is brought to you by support from Patreon. Hello, and welcome back. I am MaesteRAelix, and this is MaesteRAelix's Build Love Time, or better known as MaesteRAelix's BLT. Now, I like to make fun and flavorful characters, something that leans more into ROLE play instead of ROLL play. However, it never hurts to give yourself some numerical advantages from time to time, as a treat. The videos in this series are where I go over character builds for some of my favorite RPGs, and in this video I plan to show you, step by step, how to make a character build that I really enjoy, and explain why I enjoy it, and hope you will too. Now, my way is far from the only way to build characters. This is just one character built the way I think will be fun to play. However, I hope it is a way that you might enjoy as well, and characters that you might want to play yourself one day. Now, let's take a bite out of this BLT.
Reporting in. I don't think these Predacons are that organized. Waspinator. I'll take him out first. With the others distracted, I'll find a bigger target.
Today's character is for the Transformers RPG by Renegade Games. This week's art is brought to us by the amazing artist Stefano Romano, or at StarDropkick over on X. You can find more of their glorious art on their website, romanostefano.com. I am continuously amazed by the quality of work that Dropkick brings to this channel week after week. I'm convinced they're a huge portion of why this series is so popular. Today's character is Coil, the snake in the grass that'll put you on your aft. This bot's alt mode is not only a beast former, but a Cobra-style snake. Coil had been part of the Maximals before they even went on their journey to the mysterious planet, fighting alongside Optimus Primal, Rhinox, and the others. She was not overly social, that was Rat Trap's job, and she spent a lot of time alone in her hiding places. She was mostly out there to try to down Predacons. You know what they say, the bigger the better. She said, the bigger they are, the easier they are to shoot. And if by some chance someone got too close, her custom rifle kept things at bay. So, let's heat up the pan, prep the toaster, and get this build started. The books you'll need from Renegade Games to make this character as I've laid it out is the Core Rulebook, Enigma of Combination, and Techno-Organic Secrets. So let's begin at the beginning. Influence. Now there's a lot of influences to pick from, but none are especially amazing for Coil, so follow your spark. However, for this one I went with the faction influence Maximals from Techno-Organic Secrets. I've never built a bot with this one before, and this time it feels so right. With the influence you get to select a specialization, and for Coil I selected the Persuasion specialization in Truth. She's almost brutally honest. And she assesses people. Origin. Coil is a Slitherer, without a doubt. This is also from Techno-Organic Secrets. This origin perk, Get Low, is very interesting. Its immunity to being knocked prone, combined with the penalties enemies get to attack you at range, is just a delight. And of course, the situational infiltration sweetens the pot. For your choice of essence increases, I went with the speed essence, and went with the limited options from the skill, I went infiltration. It felt like the best choice. Roll. Imagine, if you will, a cobra the length of a human being. Its head rised up, its hood casting a shadow, and then you notice its tail. It isn't right. The tail swings across its coiled body, and then you realize, that's no tail. That's a sniper rifle. Oh yeah, Coil is a gunner and a sharpshooter to boot, and one of great skill and renown. Gunner gives a great deal of very useful and uncomplicated perks. I kinda love this roll for that. Impromptu Turret allows us to use an external weapon when in our alt mode. Armament allows us an extra internal slot. Pistol Whip allows us to have some close combat capabilities, and Rapid Reload makes one of the more challenging weapon traits easily dealt with while not making it entirely trivial. This roll grants us a +1 to Speed Essence, to which I paired it with +1 to Targeting. We are a sniper after all. There is also a +1 to Smarts Essence, to which I wanted to add the Alertness skill. This alertness is important as we have minimum requirements to meet, and we need to meet them soon. From Sharpshooter, you get Long Shot. This perk is what makes Sharpshooter work at long ranges as you'd expect them to. Also, keep an eye on the book. This focus actually gives you focus equipment. We'll go over that a little bit later on. Right now, let's focus on the +1 to Speed Essence, and with the selection of another rank of Infiltration. For Faction perk, Coil Strike is an Autobot, but that should have been apparent when I made her a Maximal. However, for those of you who want to swing the other way, there is a Decepticon Predacon build idea that I'll expand upon later in the video. Next step is gear. Well, as stated earlier, some of the gear and its slots have been preset for us. In the bonus internal structure slot, I put the support equipment Support Struts and Pylons from Enigma of Combination. This support gear is perfect for any bot that carries a big weapon. Now, for the 2 normal internal slots, I put the long-range rifle that the Sharpshooter focus gave us. Not only do we just get the weapon, but it's treated as standard issue for upgrades. Plus, as you level up, more and more perks will require you to use it. For the external hardpoints, I wanted to get something that was both ballistic and two-handed, to best use the Cybertronian perk and ballistic training. I went with a rifle. The rifle is one of the most versatile and customizable weapons in the game, especially when you start using a requisition. Now, I chose this because, as a Cobra, there's a subsect of Cobras that spit their venom, so when I use the Cybertronian perk, it shifts the rifle to be in her mouth. That also explains why she probably doesn't talk too much. And to top off this BLT, Essence scores. For Coil Strike, we've got a few prerequisites we need to meet for the future. So using our standard spread of 4, 3, 3, 2, I put the 4 into Speed Essence, to nobody's surprise. There I put skill points into +2 into Targeting and +2 into Initiative. The sniper wants to shoot well, and preferably first. The first +3 of Essence goes into Strength. I want to put 2 into Brawn and put 1 into Intimidation. The Brawn is there for something specific that comes later. After that, the other +3 goes into Smarts Essence. The skills raised by this increase are +2 to Alertness and +1 to Science. The Science seems a little out of place at this time, but you'll want it when we get to higher levels. And, last but mechanically least, a +2 to Social. This was a simple +2 to Persuasion as well, as she is already leaning into that. Hey, you've made it this far into the video. Thank you for that. Seems like you're liking the video, so please show that you do by hitting the thumbs up button down below. Maybe leave a comment, tell me what you're enjoying. Alright, with this start established, let's get into the further layers of this BLT. This time we're going to level 8 to get the complete build. Level 2. Level 2 gives us the Covering Fire perk. I really like this one because as a sharpshooter, missing your shots feels terrible. But this perk is not just a consolation prize, it gives you a real firm penalty to the enemies should you miss. It feels, I meant to do that to me. This level comes with a +1 to Speed Essence, and since this is about hitting your targets, I put that skill point into Targeting. Level 3. Level 3 we get our next focus perk, and that is Calculated Attack. Not only should we have a pretty good targeting at this level, and be using a free action to aim, and should have requisitioned a laser sight, for 0 effort, for our long-range rifle, but this perk just adds to all that targeting goodness. It gets silly, it really does. This level also comes with a boost to your Smarts Essence, and you'll want to put that skill into science to directly help this calculated attack. Level 4. Level 4 is our general perk, and we have a pair of really good choices. That is, Big Preds Are My Specialty and Giant Slayer. These are both from Techno-Organic Secrets, and both are perfect for Coil Strike. If you're finding yourself needing to be an infiltrator more, or not fighting enemies that much larger than yourself, then go with Big Preds first. If you're needing to knock over the big fellas already, then start with Giant Slayer. Level 4 also gives us a +1 to the old social essence, where I put that, of course, into persuasion. Level 5. Level 5 comes with a perk that is cool sounding, Nowhere's Safe. And while it doesn't seem all that powerful, when in the great counting of upshifts and downshifts, it's always better to swing things in your favor. And for this level, we get another +1 to our speed essence. Now for the skill, you'll want to put that into a specialization of targeting for the long-range rifle. This not only greatly increases your chance to critically hit your enemies, but will be needed on the next level up. Level 6. Oh man, level 6. Level 6 gives us the focus of Piercing Shot. This fantastic perk brings our chances to crit to 50-50 if we have an edge on the attack. This is just so powerful. And with the previous level's specialization, it's just crazy. This level also gives us a +1 to Strength Essence, and I put that into Intimidation. Level 7. Level 7 gives us the perk Bang Bang. And this is one of those perks that has a clever name and a clear meaning once you know what it is. Simple and easy to use. This level also gives us a +1 to our Smarts Essence, which means we drop another into the Science skill, which will help our calculated attack, and I can feel the synergies building. Level 8. Ah yes, another general perk level. This time, go with whatever you didn't pick at level 4. Again, both are great. One is more flavorful and one is more deadly. As for the essence gain, Smarts Essence, and this once more goes into the Science skill. And at this point, for what I wanted to do for Coil Strike is done. With the I am harder hit because I am smaller of Slitherer, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall from the perks we selected, plus Sharpshooter being very deadly, this is a very small and deadly little bot. Gotta enjoy someone that can pop an optic out of a combiner, just cause they want to. Now earlier I spoke about a Decepticon build. This variant will need the Decepticon Directive book. Obviously you swap Autobot for Decepticon faction, and Maximal for Predacon influences. But there are some rather lovely other influences and hang-ups that you can choose from. Also, I'd swap the rifle for a shotgun, for a nastier up-close surprise from the Spitting Cobra. Also, if you want to make things a little more interesting, pick up the Drone Origin Copying Slitherer. This will let you grab either of those two perks you want at level 1, and this would get those two essential perks done sooner, so at level 8 you can grab something else. Probably something with the name Ballistic in the title. And with that being said, here's where I'm going to say I want to thank all of you for joining me. Please remember to like, comment, and of course subscribe. It's a little click for you, but a really big deal for me, and I really appreciate everyone who does. If you have enjoyed this video, check out the links down below for the artist, my editor, and of course my Patreon campaign where you can get yourself a variety of awards, including early access to all my videos. Thank you all for joining me, and I shall see you all on the next one. And I'd like to give a special shout out to all my patrons who help make these videos possible. Aaron Smith, Brian Pelfrey, Chris Armstrong, Dennis Detman, Harry Thompson, and Mark Milius. Thank you all so much for your contributions. I wouldn't have this channel without you. Thank you very much.